19 minutes after 7 o'clock. It's October 20th, 2014. Good Monday morning. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Larry.
How you doing over there?
Good. How are you?
Good. It is. Hold on. Let me tell you what the temperature is. It's a little bit chilly. Not as chilly, but just, I like this kind of time of year, right?
Yeah.
62 degrees right now here at the studios of The Source, WOCA.
Wow.
Broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall, just outside the WOCA commissary, which doesn't open up until 10.
10. Yeah.
Got a pretty good show planned, I think. Today, how was your week? Well, we'll do the weekend thing later.
Yeah.
7:35, the city of Houston has some kind of an equal rights amendment that they've done, and I don't know everything about the amendment, although I'll bring it up at 7:35. And that doesn't sound bad, right?
Right.
But apparently, the Mayor Anise Parker, has gotten together with some lawyers, and they have subpoenaed the pastors of the city to submit to them their sermons. They want to go over their sermons to see what they're saying regarding the Equal Rights Amendment in the city of Houston.
Oh my gosh.
So
gee.
I just want to bring it up. I may have somebody out there that wants to disagree with what you just expressed, but I have a hard time believing that. Anyway, so I thought I'd bring it up and get some input from the listeners.
Oh, good idea.
News Bites at 8:35. That's where we turn off our opinion, mostly. There's a little trickle of it now and then. Just sneaks in there, a little shadow of an opinion.
Yeah.
But mostly our opinions are expressed every other part of the day. And 8:35 to 9, we just read the news. We shorten it, though, and that gives you a chance to hear it. The news sometimes does come with built-in opinion, covertly built in. In other words, slanted news stories. That's just the way the news is written these days. But we leave you to decide the slant of the news.
Yep. We're equal.
And not on that segment. We just read it. But we do tell you which news agency we're getting it from, and sometimes that tells you everything. Yeah. Deborah Hecker coming on at 9:05. Deborah is the Vice President of Sustainability and Corporate Social Responsibility at Sodexo.
Yep.
World Food Day is in 4 days.
Yep.
And she's coming to talk to us about Sodexo. Sodexo.
Yep.
Rich Lenton is coming on at 9:20. Rich is the president of large institutional, corporate, and individual markets for Voya Financial. I know it sounds like I'm saying voyeur.
Yeah, that's how I typed it the first time.
In the promo. Oh, did I read your typing or did I mispronounce it?
No, I think
Voya.
you read my typing.
Voya Financial. Sounds like I'm from New York, doesn't it?
Not right. Yeah. But no, I typed it wrong. Then
we're going to finance your voyeurism.
I know. Then when I got the confirmation from the publicist, it's Voya. Oh, okay. I will change it.
Anyway, October 9th, which was yesterday, through the 26th, is National Save for Retirement Week. And I think that's what we're talking about. Kate Clark Flora is a former Assistant Attorney General for the state of Maine. She's an Edgar Award finalist for her true crime work. In her past, she's the past president of the Sisters in Crime. You might be able to guess. She is a novelist. She's written a book called Death Dealer, How Cops and Cadaver Dogs Brought a Killer to Justice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll find out about that. She's got a lot of background as well. So.
Yep, and she used the word cops. I don't like that word, but that's the way she wrote it.
I read it because it's written that way.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. My dad hated that word.
My mom, too. She was with the Ocala Police Department.
Auto repair with personal care. Matt Gibbs hosts that segment of the morning. He answers your automobile questions. I always love when Matt comes in here. We kind of bond, the two guys.
Yes, you do.
Just chatting about our automobiles.
You guys are butch.
I hardly talk about my... Well, no, I do talk about my car.
Yeah.
But I talk about it from a very passive point of view. I am the unknowing one.
I'm happy as long as my key starts the car.
Unknowing one,
That's all I need to know is that when I turn that key, that baby's going to start.
Rabbi Marvin Tokayer is coming on at 10:35. He's going to talk to us about a book called Pepper, Silk, and Ivory: Amazing Stories About Jews and the Far East.
Yep.
Interesting story. Who was the refugee that went to Japan first, or China, and then came back to America? It was that book we had, another.
Yeah, another one. Yeah.
Why does the world hate Jewish people? I never understand.
I know, it's awful. I mean, we should have equal rights.
It is crazy.
I know.
They have a crazy history.
Yeah.
Beulah Sanchez is coming on at 11:05. Her book is called Really?
With all those.
One Woman's Adventures of Dating in the Digital Age. It's her memoir. Oh, that's going to be a fun one.
We always need
I've
fun.
never been the guy who had lots and lots of dates. I guess that's easy to understand.
Yeah, but you had long-term relationships.
I did have two. I had two in my life. I think two. That was only two. Just two. I said it's enough. It's enough for me. No more. Hey. And the segment with Joe. Fun with Joe. Cities and states. I was trying to think of something to do with the fact that we have another debate tomorrow with the governors and.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of a lame connection, but anyway, cities and states, and then with Galen, I have some viral videos that lied to all of us. We bought it.
Oh,
and you will remember most of these. There was a couple on here I didn't remember seeing before, but sometimes videos are made. I remember the one, and this is not on the list, but there was one video where it showed these guys, and they figured out how if they ran fast enough, they could run on water for a few feet.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
I was so convinced.
Me too.
That this was real. Then it turned out it was a commercial for something.
Yeah, I bought that one.
Let me tell you something. with the fact that people can make videos that look so real, it's just amazing to me. I mean, how do we know that we're not being manipulated in a real serious way, not just by these kids with prankster motives, but
yeah, because they're not part of Hollywood. They're just everyday people.
I know.
These cool videos.
I know. They got skills, Robin. They got skills.
I like to think we do.
I posted on well, before I tell you what I posted, let me see if there's anything important to talk about. Let's see.
What's going on?
Well, the Ebola story. For nearly 20 days, Louise Tro endured fear, grief, and isolation when told of the death of her fiancé, Thomas Duncan, the first person diagnosed with Ebola in the United States. She fell to the ground. The man giving her the news could not even console her with a hug, but today is day 21.
Gee.
The day the quarantine period is expected to come to an end for Tro, her son, her two nephews. Also, some of the Ebola patients in treatment are steadily improving. So, good news in the Ebola world.
Good news.
All right.
Very good news.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what I posted.
Okay.
There are some other important things. Not tomorrow. Today's the first day of early voting, by the way. Not here, not in Marion County. In many areas of the state, some counties decided to use today as the first day.
Okay.
In Marion County, the first day of early voting is Thursday.
Okay.
There are 6 locations.
Okay.
6 locations where you can vote.
The 24th.
Thursday, we did the 23rd.
The 23rd, okay.
23rd.
Counting on my fingers, they're not working this morning.
I know, you forgot that today's the 20th.
Exactly, with the 0.
So anyway, there are 6 locations. One of them is the Supervisor of Elections office. The others are libraries, like the Denellen Library, Bellevue Public Library, what did I say? The Forest Public Library, the Freedom Public Library, and then the Reddick Community Center. Those are the 6 locations starting Thursday if you want to go early voting. I just might do this time.
Yeah, and there's no excuse for people to say, okay, it was long lines on Election Day. I had to wait and wait and wait.
Yeah,
you got early voting. You got absentee ballots. You got plenty of time to round up a ride if you need a ride. No excuses.
So today's early voting, but tomorrow's the last debate between the two guys trying to run for the governor and Chris.
Yeah.
I just don't understand that whole fan thing. Let me just, I know I want to tell you what I posted, but I just don't understand the whole thing with the fan. I don't, first of all, a fan is not electronic, it's electric.
Yeah.
Electronic devices is what it says. I don't care. I mean, may the best man win, and get some other guys in there so we can figure out who the best man is. Stop it with these two guys all the time. Two parties. What's the matter with you? You got a guy who's got 14% of public opinion. Most of the people don't even know about him, but maybe if they saw him in a debate, they'd say, you know what, not so bad.
Yeah.
This guy's not so bad.
Exactly.
And meanwhile, the headlines, I mean, I know that both Chris and Scott have some really good points, but they dwell on this. They should know. How can they not know? Mm-hmm. How can they not know that this fan issue isn't going to be the story?
Yeah, exactly.
How can they be so ignorant of the press and the public at large?
Yeah.
That they would do something like this. You know, either Charlie Chris should say, okay, no fan, who cares? Or Scott should say, let him have a fan, who cares? Mm-hmm. I mean, he's going to want a fan sometime, I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know, it just drives me nuts. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasted all my time. I was going to tell you what I posted on Facebook.
But we have time.
No, we don't. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Steve Rappaport. Friends and relatives of an Ebola victim in Dallas can finally go out in public.
The 21-day quarantine and the monitoring period ends for some 48 people. They have made it through, showing no signs of the deadly virus, and of course that is certainly good news. All of these people were those who had some form of contact with the index patient, Thomas Eric Duncan.
Fox's Casey Stiegel. Virginia authorities testing human remains to determine if they are those of missing college student Hannah Graham. Another milestone for Peyton Manning.
And Manning guns it, and it is. We're waiting. Touchdown.
That gave the Broncos QB his 509th career touchdown pass on NBC Sports, breaking Brett Favre's all-time record. Manning threw 4 TDs last night as Denver dominated the San Francisco 49ers 42-17. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News on your time. The Fox News iPad app is ready to go with all the great features from FoxNews.com and our iPhone app optimized specifically for your iPad. Watch the latest clips from your favorite Fox News shows. Personalize the app by creating your own newscast using the video playlist. Listen to Fox News Radio live. Get local weather forecasts. And it's all free. Go to foxnews2go.mobi. That's foxnews2go.mobi.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never try are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk,
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
News Talk 1370. WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370 WOCA.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
All right, 25 minutes before 8 o'clock, 62 degrees here at The Source. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. Before we get into the heavier topic, I want to tell you about a ribbon cutting happening tomorrow. This is for the Literacy Labs for Head Start Programs of Childhood Development Services, the Boynton Center, and the Howard Academy. The ribbon cutting will be tomorrow morning at 1701 Northwest 10th Street here in Ocala by Howard Johnson Middle School? Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I just took it off the CEP website.
The Howard Johnson Middle School.
I know. The CEP website is... I just took it off the CEP website. Let me just leave it at that.
That would be Howard Middle School, not Howard Johnson Middle School.
Yeah, they probably mean Howard Middle School, but that's what's written there. I usually have corrected them, but there's so many mistakes that I correct. It's like, okay.
You don't know.
I'll make sure to have that right yesterday.
Well,
tomorrow. I just wanted to prove.
You never know. Maybe
maybe
they're selling ice cream.
Yeah, you never know.
Anyway, so it's tomorrow at 10 a.m. I think you know where it is. Just go over there and say, it's a great job you're doing.
Yeah. Where's the ice cream?
Who's Johnson, by the way?
I know.
It's the Hojo School.
That's right. My children went there, and it's a wonderful school.
All right, here we go. Out of the city of Houston, officials in Houston, Texas, are seeking to obtain copies of sermons delivered by several area pastors after a lawsuit was filed by some Christian leaders in their community whose initiative surrounding a recently passed bathroom bill was rejected by city officials.
Oh.
This is funnier than the fan story, I'm telling you.
It is.
As previously reported, I'm reading here from thechristiannews.net. Houston Mayor Anise Parker had promoted an equal rights ordinance earlier this year designed to quell any discrimination in Houston, including the discrimination on the basis of gender identity. Most opponents were especially concerned about the public accommodations section of the ordinance, which would allow men to use women's restrooms and vice versa if they identify with the opposite sex. Mm-hmm. So the initiative that was rejected was to undo that part of the Equal Rights Amendment. It's a nice name, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Anyway, it goes on. I have the actual amendment here, but I don't want to read the whole thing. You get the gist of it. You get the gist of what they were opposed to. Anyway, so now the city, under the order of the mayor of Houston, I don't know if it's important to point out that she's a lesbian, but she is. Mm-hmm. If you're a lesbian, you still want to go to the ladies' room.
I know. You don't want to go in the men's room.
Why would you want to take a place where you're in there for your physical design, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
You're physically designed. It doesn't matter what you emotionally feel like you are. That's
right.
how I feel about this. But that's the argument that should have happened before this thing was passed. Now the thing is passed, and I suppose they are worried that some churches are preaching against this, and therefore they have issued a subpoena for the pastors in Houston to hand over their sermons.
That is absolutely nuts.
This story is actually a few days old. I don't know if you heard this already. It was like a week ago, I guess. But I hadn't heard it, so maybe you were all on top of this one already, but I hadn't heard this one until this weekend. So let's see. I have a few different things I wanted to share with you here. Mike Huckabee, who used to be one of the hosts that we subscribed to here at WOCA until he called it quits. We didn't quit on him.
No.
He quit on us. And I like the guy. I'm just telling you, he bailed out on us, if you ever wondered about that.
Yeah.
Not just us. I mean, he gave up the talk show, period. He still does a TV thing, though.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's jumped on this. I like him, by the way. We've met him a couple times. He was really nice to us.
Nice to our listeners, too, at his book signing.
Yeah, right. Stop it. My machine here is... It's saying, share with your friends. I don't want to share with my friends. But anyway, so Mike Huckabee wants pastors to send sermons from all over the country. He says, you know what? Give them what they're asking for. Send your sermons in.
Yeah, there you go.
How do I get rid of this?
Just inundate them.
I'm going to go to the phone. I don't even know if I need to say any more on this story. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning. This is Pete.
Hey, Pete.
This is even more frightening than what you've already said.
Pete, your phone is not very clear.
I'll call you back.
Okay, all right, thank you, Pete. I really want to hear what you have to say, but it was just it wasn't doing the thing it should do. So anyway, I was saying, Mike Huckabee is calling for pastors to flood the Houston mayor with sermons, and he says we should send them all. They should send them all Bibles. That's right. This was from the Houston Chronicle. Now, the first story I read to you was from the Christian some newspaper. The Christian News. Okay. Well, it's a website, christiannews.net. Why is this thing asking me all these questions?
We're being monitored.
How do I get rid of this stupid stuff here?
That's what it is.
All right, let me just X out of that.
Government
All right, so anyway,
monitoring us.
But this is from the Houston Chronicle, and this is a mainstream newspaper. Houston's embattled equal rights ordinance took another legal turn this week when it surfaced that city attorneys, in an unusual step, subpoenaed sermons given by local pastors who oppose the law and are tied to the conservative Christian activists that have sued the city. So they're demanding the sermons be said. We want to see what you're telling everybody.
Well, then go to church.
Hello.
Go to church.
Opponents of the Equal Rights Ordinance are hoping to force a repeal referendum when they get their day in court in January. Claiming City Attorney David Feldman wrongly determined they had not gathered enough valid signatures to qualify for the ballot.
They're a private entity. They should not be run by the government.
This argument should have been settled before this. An equal rights amendment is beautiful. You want equal rights, but equal access to the bathroom is not equal rights.
Exactly.
The fact that you have a bathroom available is all that should matter.
That's right.
All right. Good morning. You're on the air. Oh, no. Well, are our phones working? Our phones are working, right?
I'm not sure. The phone in my office wasn't working, so...
Oh, it says no service.
Yeah, I couldn't even get my voicemail this morning, so...
It says no... Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, so hopefully it's going to be
How are we
fixed.
going to do a show? We can't get our listeners
I
to
know,
call.
exactly.
Wow. That's crazy, Robin.
I know, it is. It's just absolutely nuts.
What do I do? Unplug something and plug it back in?
Yeah, we can try to do that.
Well, anyway, I don't even know where to plug something in. But anyway, see, I knew that our listeners were probably wanting to respond to this one.
Oh, yeah.
But the stupid phones.
Certainly, I know.
Anyway, Oh, wait a minute. Somebody's calling in. Maybe that line works and this one doesn't. Good morning. You're on the air.
Can you understand me clearly now?
Oh, boy.
no.
Boy, you're not clear at all.
Must be our phone then.
I don't know.
Maybe.
No, I don't know. I mean, I could hear him.
Yeah.
Anyway, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee wants the nation's pastors to send Bibles and copies of their sermons to Houston Mayor Anise Parker, who has issued a broad subpoena demanding the city's pastors hand over copies of their sermons and communications concerning the Houston Equal Rights Ordinance.
Oh, gee.
He was on Fox News Saturday asking his audience to do this. I guess he's got a TV show on Fox News. It ought to make you mad, Mike Huckabee says, that the mayor thinks she can turn in her pastors, the Republican said. And so I got an idea. If she wants a sermon, here is my suggestion. I would like to ask every pastor in America, and it goes on. You know what? There are some, we've had some guests on who have told us, and maybe there's somebody out there who can speak more intelligently about this than I'll be able to do right now, but have told us that pastors have to sign this thing if they want to be tax exempt, that they won't engage in politics from the pulpit. So maybe that's the angle she's taking. I think that's unconstitutional.
Sure.
To tell a church you can't preach politics from the pulpit.
Or even bring up,
You even bring up, hey, don't forget it's election day or something like that.
Yeah, our sermon yesterday was how would God vote?
Let me tell you this, though,
wasn't a-
just as a person wanting to hear from a pastor, I really don't want a pastor to tell me who to vote for or who not to vote for. I think it's a bad idea. It's as bad as an entertainer doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, really,
It
your job as an entertainer is to entertain. Your job as a pastor is to teach us the Word of God.
Right.
You can have your opinions and express them, but that's not what I want to hear. I wouldn't say if you should be charged with violating the law. All right, we'll be right back.
Weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Mostly sunny today with a high of 82 to 87. Then partly cloudy tonight, a low of 62 to 69. Clouds and some sunshine tomorrow, a shower or thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, the high 83 to 86. And then on Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine with a high of 81 to 85 degrees. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Evan Duffy.
Brad Keselowski wins at Talladega and moves on in the chase. I'm Joe Moore. This is the Monday Morning Race Refresher, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Open a Coke and enjoy the race.
What does it mean to add refreshing Coca-Cola to an ordinary day? It means your family's celebrating the 5th of July. It's turning the living room floor into the best seat in the house. We're spending a weekend losing your voice while finding it. It means sitting down with a delicious Coke and interrupting the interruptions. After all, there are 364 other days that would love some fireworks. So grab a nice cold Coke and make any day a holiday. Coca-Cola. Open happiness.
Brad Keselowski came into Talladega needing to win in order to stay alive in this year's chase for the Sprint Cup. And win is just what he did. He survived a crash early on in the race, overheating at one point, and was there with teammate Joey Logano pushing him to the victory.
Just persevere. That the two last yellows both kind of put us behind, and we just didn't give up. Got a lot of help from my teammate Joey Logano, and I was just, wow, special. I mean, everything about today is just special, and I just want to say thank you to everyone that supports our team.
Matt Kenseth finished in second yesterday. It was Clint Boyer third. Fourth went to Landon Castle, and fifth was Ryan Newman. Sixth was Travis Kvapil. Seventh was Kurt Busch. Eighth, Marcus Ambrose. Ninth was Kevin Harvick, and 10th, Casey Mears. So the drivers who move on in the chase are Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Newman, Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, Carl Edwards, Brad Keselowski, and Jeff Gordon. Drivers not making the cut: Casey Kane, Kyle Busch, Jimmy Johnson, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Next stop, next weekend at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. That's the Monday Morning Race Refresher. I'm Joe Moore on the Motor Racing Network.
Hi, my name is Dr. Erica Olstein with A Better You Healthcare Acupuncture and Eastern Medicine. As primary care physicians, we use acupuncture to treat back pain, arthritis, migraines, allergies, high blood pressure, thyroid disorders, hormone imbalances, stress, and more using all natural medical therapies. We treat the source of your problems, not just your symptoms. For more information, go to abetteryouhealthcare.com or call today to set up your appointment. 352-615-5566.
Thank you, Dr. Olstein. By the way, if you want to see the video of Dr. Olstein performing acupuncture on Missy Martone here in the studio, it was a fun interview, but also very educational. And so there's a video that we made. It's on the WOCA YouTube channel.
Yep.
If you want to see it. And Missy had a little acupuncture done, and it was interesting. Missy's desire, her request, was to have some acupuncture that would help slow down the aging of her face.
Yes.
And in order to do that, there were some needles put into Missy's face, forehead, and etc., but then also into her wrists. And the doctor explained because there's a connection. And it sounds like hocus pocus, until somebody tells you, and Kelly Hart said that her dog had acupuncture and it fixed whatever was wrong with the dog. So, the dog isn't psychologically, it's not psychosomatic, you know what I mean?
Right,
Not
exactly.
mind over matter with the dog. Dog doesn't know what you're doing.
Exactly. They trust you. Your dog.
All right, so back to this story from Houston, Texas. So this is the way I understand it. So the mayor of Houston decides it's the fourth largest city in the country.
Okay.
The fourth largest
I know
city.
it's big. I didn't realize.
Okay, I didn't either. But anyway, so the mayor of the fourth largest city in America says we need to have equal rights in the city. And that includes gender identification rights, which includes being able to use the bathroom that you feel like you belong in. Not that your body parts identify you as.
Yeah.
So 99% of the people, give or take a percent, want to keep things the way they are. If I'm going into a men's room, I don't want to see a lady in there. If you go into the ladies' room, you don't want to see a man in there.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
It's just the way it's been. It's the way most people want it. And she says, no. If you're a man, it doesn't matter how manly you look. If you feel like you're a woman trapped in a man's body, then you can go ahead and use the ladies' room according to this ordinance. Okay.
Yeah.
So the pastors say, you know what, we're going to undo this. We're going to try to undo this. Not just the pastors, but the people. So now the pastors apparently are involved in this lawsuit, this counter lawsuit. So then the next step is that the city of Houston decides to send out subpoenas to all the pastors, saying you must send in your sermons and other communications to your church. So now there's another group jumps on board this called the ADF, which stands for Alliance Defending Freedom. They have attorneys. They have filed a motion in the Texas court to stop an attempt by the city of Houston to subpoena sermons. So this is unbelievable. There is nothing more important in the fourth largest city in America. Nothing more important than trying to figure out a way to let men get into the ladies' room.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
That is not equal. You got a bathroom.
Yeah.
Use the one that looks like your body.
Exactly. That's a good slogan, too. That's a great slogan. They should use that slogan. Use the one that looks like your body.
You may not be what your body says you are, but we want you to use the bathroom.
That's right. That's right.
appropriate.
If it looks like your body, you use it.
Somebody keeps trying to call in, and I keep trying to answer, but it goes away.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with the phones, and so I apologize to the listeners. Gosh, I really wanted to hear what the listeners had to say about this.
Yeah.
Anyways, call us if you want to try 622-9622. I will push the button and hopefully you'll be able to get on. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, city officials are upset over a voter lawsuit. Oh, I do have a soundbite from an attorney.
Oh, good.
Eric Stanley is this attorney. Where's my little thing here?
I like the sound bites. Then we know.
This is just a tiny little soundbite. He's just going to tell you the same thing I've already told him. But just
City council members are supposed to be public servants, not big brother overlords who won't tolerate dissent or challenge. In this case, the city has embarked upon a witch hunt, and we're asking the court to put a stop to it.
Yeah, all right. So that's
good for him.
That's one of the attorneys for the ADF. ADF again, Alliance Defending Freedom. City officials are upset over a voter lawsuit filed after the city council rejected valid petitions to repeal a law that allows members of the opposite sex into each other's restrooms. There is no more to this than that. See, I kept thinking, okay, maybe there's more to it than that. You know, maybe they don't want people to be able to work. And it's not about that. It's about the bathroom. Can you believe that?
That is absolutely nuts. And like you pointed out, there has got to be more things going on in that city than this for them to put all their resources together to try to take care of it. I mean, this is absolutely nuts. And think about the moms and the dads out there that bring their tiny children into their particular bathroom. I mean, that's going to cause quite a stir among the children too. I mean, gosh, you're going to, maybe they should just have family restrooms for everybody. That way, you just go in the one and close the door, and then the other guys have to wait outside.
So, okay, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what to call this document here, but here's the document that was filed by the lawyers against the mayor. Gosh.
Is he up for re-election, or is this his last
She.
term? Or she?
Anise.
Oh, that's right. She's a lesbian. I forgot.
Yeah, well, she can use the men's room, though.
Well, that's probably what it was. She just wants to use the men's room.
Can you even understand this? Can you even understand this?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't even. I don't even understand it.
No.
I don't even understand why you would want to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a toilet.
Exactly.
You're going into a room with toilets.
Exactly. You can't use the urinal if you're.
There were going to be other people in that room beside you that don't agree that you should be in there.
Exactly. Very
I
uncomfortable.
mean, I'll tell you, if you look like Lucille Ball dressed up like a man, you're not gonna fool us.
That's right. That's right.
Good morning, you're on the air. How come these phones?
No.
Good morning, you're on the air.
It's so just.
A very good.
Oh boy, I'm
It's got to
sorry.
be on our side
It's
because
the
she's
her
breaking
phone
up
too.
Yeah. So it's got to be on
Gosh,
our side.
I'm so sorry. I apologize. I really would love to hear what the listeners have to say.
Exactly.
So this is what the lawyers. I don't know if you call this a petition. I don't know what you call this thing, a lawsuit. But anyway, a document. The Houston City Charter, from hereafter known as the Charter, gives the people of Houston the power of direct legislation by the initiative and referendum. This allows the people the opportunity to vote to enact laws the city council has not. It also allows the people the ability to vote to repeal laws the city council has enacted. That's the first paragraph.
There you go.
The plaintiffs in this matter are part of a coalition that seeks to repeal a law enacted by the city council. They presented to the city secretary a referendum petition known as the ERO referendum petition. ERO standing for Equal Rights. What would the O be?
Officials?
No. Ordinance.
There you go. Sounds good.
The city secretary certified the ERO referendum petition as valid, having the requisite number of registered voters' signatures who signed the petition in the manner the charter requires. But the mayor and city attorney announced that the petition was invalid, and this litigation ensued. This is a funny story. You got to admit this is a funny story.
It is
I would
a
rather
very
have this news than somebody getting killed.
Oh, yeah.
This is not a difficult case, is the first line of the third paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
The question before the court is whether the plaintiffs met the requirements of the charter regarding referendum petitions. Everything the court needs to decide this question is found in the text of the charter. It specifies the procedure proponents of referendum petitions must follow to qualify the referendum for the ballot. I'm not going to read the whole thing anymore. I'm not going to read anymore, but can you, this is the, gosh, you're going to talk about this today.
Yeah,
Somebody out there.
exactly. Exactly. This is crazy. Good morning.
In June, the Houston City Council passed its bathroom bill, which sparked the citizen initiative. So that's how far back this goes.
Mhm. Oh, gosh.
Although most of this story I didn't hear about. Well, most of the story came out, I guess, last week, a week ago today.
Mhm. Well, you've got the best solution. If you've got the body parts, use the restroom. That is acceptable to your body parts. Just go in there, do your business, and
But that's
leave.
the argument before
You know?
this ordinance was passed.
Yeah.
The ordinance was passed, which made my argument moot, a moot point. They call it moot.
Yes.
It's pointless to bring my point up anymore because they already have an ordinance now.
Now they want to undo it.
The people want to undo it.
Yeah, I
and
don't
they went through the right procedures to undo it. But now the mayor says, wait a minute, who signed this anyway? I bet you these aren't the real people. These are those Christians in those churches.
That's right.
And I bet you they're not even thinking for themselves.
It's all about
I bet you the pastors are telling them what to write. It's probably even printed up for them. All they have to do is sign it.
Exactly.
Of course, you would know because this is how most people do most things.
That's right.
Just sign this thing. It's already written out for you. Here's a petition. I get this stuff all the time on Facebook. Hey, sign this petition. And then you sign it. It's like you wrote this letter. Dear Mr.
right.
Senator, this is what I think. Signed, Larry. And I didn't even sign it. All I do was click a button that says I agree.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But no, this is totally nuts, and it's still, a free country as far as we know. And, if the people want to bring it up for another vote, then the government officials shouldn't show their tush and just allow it to happen.
But I wish the phone was working, because I would love to hear from a pastor or somebody who has an unincorporated church, because we've had this discussion before.
Exactly.
About how an unincorporated church does not have to worry about violating. An unincorporated church, the way I understand it, pays taxes. An incorporated church doesn't, because whatever the law says.
Right.
But I think the condition is you can't talk politics from the pulpit. Which I guess you could say this is politics. I don't know. I don't know. Do you find this
Freedom
one?
of speech, you could say it that way, not politics.
I don't know what to do about the phone.
Yeah.
I have to take a break, though. So when we come back, if Galen cannot get through, we will try to, on his behalf, encourage you to donate blood.
That's
But
right.
I also have some viral videos that misled all of us to think something was true that was not actually true. We'll be right back with all of that after the news.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. In Dallas, Texas last night, a prayer service for friends and family of Thomas Duncan, now out of quarantine after Duncan's death from Ebola 21 days ago. The Pentagon's forming a new support team to help U.S. medical personnel deal with Ebola cases.
That team's going to be made up of 20 critical care nurses, 5 doctors trained in infectious disease, and 5 trainers in infectious disease protocols. Once that crew's chosen, they'll be heading to Fort Sam Houston for a week of specialized training.
Fox Radio's Jill Nato. The U.S. dropping weapons and supplies to Kurdish troops fighting ISIS despite objections from Turkey.
Turkey's president said on Sunday that he wouldn't agree to any U.S. arms transfers to Kurdish fighters. He views them as belonging to a terrorist organization.
Fox Radio's Emily Wither. The U.S.-led coalition has been launching airstrikes against ISIS in the area since mid-September. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Fox News Early Prime, breaking down business news and its impact on your bottom line. Your World with Neil Cavuto.
That's how I do business. That's why I am business.
Bold positions and brash opinions on the topics America is buzzing about. The Five.
How do you think this will set in with the American people?
This will be the pulse of the nation. Washington insight and political know-how from the best in the Beltway. Special report with Brett Bay.
The epicenter of the political world is here.
The #1 place for fair and balanced coverage. Fox News Channel.
What's wrong with working hard to make our lives and our kids' lives better? Nothing. At Fox Business, we don't have a problem with success. We have a very big problem with those who get in the way of it. We don't come out of the box bashing those who make money, just the politicians stealing it and the bureaucracies wasting it. We're not just sitting behind a desk. We're out in the field, on the floor, with the folks. Because when a story moves forward, so do we.
Fox Business, the power to prosper. Check your local listings.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Alice?
Yes, George?
I'm royalty at Devon Self-Storage now on Highway 200 across from Hobby Lobby. It says so right here in this letter.
George, I read that letter too, and it's Devon's loyalty rewards. Pay 3 months in advance, get 5% off. Pay 6 months in advance, get 7% off. Pay 12 months in advance and get 10% off.
See, Alice, Devon Self-Storage treats me like royalty. Just call them at 873-0777.
Yes, George, yes.
Dan, did you know that the runway at Ocala's airport is nearly 8,000 feet long?
Why, no, Brad. I did not. Please, tell me more about said runway.
Seriously, it's a big airport.
Yeah, I kind of knew that. So what's your point?
Well, just that most people don't even realize there's an airport, much less one that's big enough for Air Force One to land.
And?